here. Okay, so we are talking about polynomials.
Okay, you may now access it. Click.
Okay, so just remember that if there is a negative exponent, for example, 3x raised to negative 5, this is not a polynomial. Okay, also, since if a negative exponent is rewritten to a positive exponent, it becomes the variable with the exponent goes to the other side of the fraction. So for example, having this will become 3 over x raised to 5. And if the variable with exponent or any variable, if the variable is in the denominator, still, this is not a polynomial. Remember that. Also, if it is um, if it is inside a radical, it's not also a polynomial. For example, the square root of 3x. Since there is a variable in the radical which cannot be extracted out, this is still not a polynomial. Why? Because when we rewrite this will become 3x raised to 1/2. And if there is also a fraction in the exponent of the variable, still this is not a polynomial. Okay. However, if we have like this, for example, square root of 5x, for example, in here, is this a polynomial or not?
Wait for your class.
Is this a polynomial or not?
Just access page 1.
Type your answer in the chat box, please. Is this a polynomial or not?
Question na.
Anyone? Is this a polynomial or not? It's one said no because it has a variable. No, they said it's a polynomial. One of your classmates said.
Saisel, what's your question?
Okay. So the real answer here is, look at this. Look at this example below.
The whole word. Example.
So it is not a polynomial if, sorry, it is not a polynomial if the variable is inside the radical itself. It becomes not a polynomial, especially if it cannot be extracted. But look at this example. Square root of 5x. Square root of 5, your coefficient is the one that's inside the radical, and your x is not inside a radical. Is it a polynomial or not? Is it a polynomial or not? Look at the difference from this to this. Type your answer in the chat box, please. Yes, very good. It is now a polynomial. Always remember, if it's just a regular variable with a normal, with a whole number, positive whole number, positive integer exponent, that is a polynomial. No matter what type of number your coefficient is, it's still a polynomial. Let's have an example. Let's try this. For example, this time, let's see this. If we have x squared plus 3x, x squared plus 3x, polynomial or not? Type your answer in the chat box, please. X squared plus 3x, polynomial or not? Type it in the chat box. Faster. Good, it's a polynomial. Why? Because your exponents are positive integers. So this is 2, and then there's 1 here. Even if it's not written, if there's not written, it's not written, it's just 1. Okay? So it's a polynomial. What about this? If we have 1 half x raised to 5 plus 7x squared plus 4. Polynomial or not? Type it in the chat box, please.
Ready?
Polynomial
Answer
or not?
three sentences. Make three sentences.
Okay. Good. It's a polynomial. Very good. This is a polynomial. This is a polynomial. What about this?
Make sentences.
Okay. Let's have this. If we have x cubed
Not yet, not yet.
plus 3x squared minus 5x plus the square root of 10. Polynomial or not? Type it in the chat box. Type it in the chat box. Polynomial or not?
This is where you're going to
Good. Very good. This is still a polynomial simply because your exponents are positive integers. And what about this? It's the square root of 10. Remember, coefficients or constants, no matter what type of real number it is, it's okay. Fraction, radical, decimal, whatever, it's okay. It's still a, a polynomial. Okay? What about this?
using words. Girl.
Let's have
What is the plural form of girl?
4x squared
Yes.
plus 3 square root of
What is the
x
plural form of
minus
girl?
4.
Use
Go.
that
Polynomial or not?
sentence here. What is the
Polynomial
plural
or
form of
not?
two?
Type your
Use it
answer in
in
the
a
chat box,
sentence.
please. Very good. This is not a polynomial.
Ano pa?
Why? Why is it not a polynomial? Because there is a variable inside the radical. Okay? What about this? If we have x squared plus
Yes.
2x
You can
raised to
already click finish
1
now.
half
When you're
plus
done, click
5,
finish now.
polynomial or not? Type your answer in the chat box, please. Chat box, please. Okay, good. So this is not a polynomial simply because of that exponent. Very good. It's not a polynomial. What about this? If we have x raised to 5 plus 5x raised to 4 minus x raised to negative 3 plus 2x. Polynomial or not? Polynomial or not? Type it in the chat box. Very good. This is also not a polynomial. Why is it not a polynomial?
Just try coming
Why is
here.
it not a polynomial?
Gerald.
Very good, because of the negative exponent. So that's it. So now you know which are polynomials and which are not. Okay? So this time, since you already know them, let's get to know more about the factoring already. Monomial, binomial, and trinomial, these are very basic for you. Okay, I need not to emphasize that anymore. Monomial is just one term, binomial is just
Don't eat
two
the noodles
terms,
so
trinomial
fast.
is just
Next
three
topic.
terms, and then multinomial, four or more terms. So wala nang problema. Actually, two or more terms, that's multinomial already. Okay, let's now move on. You may try answering this if you want for your practice so that you will recognize the polynomials more. So that's just a quick review. And now let's move on to the real context of our discussion, and that is for the division of polynomials by monomial. Okay, division of polynomials lang tayo ngayon. It's just a review. You had this already when you were in grade 9, some in grade 10. Now we're just, yeah, this is grade 10 pala. Sorry, you had some of this in your lower grades. Sorry, I thought you were in grade 11. Grade 10 pa lang pala. Yes. Okay, let's now move on with this. Okay. Division of polynomials. This is actually very easy. Instead of using the examples here, kasi there are already recorded videos about this. I think it will be better if I will just be discussing with you the try this activity. Okay, and then the other one will be answered by you at some other time after our SC. Okay, let's now have this. The first one. So to those who already answered that try this, it's okay. That's better. At least you will be reviewed about the process that you underwent in solving this. Let's have this division of polynomial by a monomial.
Finish attempt when you are finished.
Okay, this is very easy. Let's have this one. So we have 10 x cubed plus 5x squared minus 15x divided by 5x. Actually, this statement, 10x cubed plus 5x squared minus 15x divided by 5x can be expressed in different ways. One way is by using this simple division symbol. Another one is by using the slash symbol for division. And some just write the 5x right below the polynomial. And that's also the same. So whichever way you make, they are all the same. Since we are dividing a polynomial by monomial, let's just do this one. Okay? Let's have this. So in dividing a polynomial by a monomial, all we have to do, since this is a common what's that? Common denominator, all we have to do is to separate all terms in the numerator by the denominator, which is 5x. So we will have 10x cubed over 5x plus 5x squared over 5x minus 15 over 5x. Okay, did you get that? Just distribute or separate each term in the numerator and divide it by the monomial. Okay, this is what we do. And then after that, let's just simplify. Coefficient to coefficient, variable to variable. 10 divided by 5, what's the answer? That's 2. And then x cubed and x, there's 1 here. We subtract, we have squared there. So we will have here 2x squared. Got it? It's simplifying. You know this. Plus, this is just a review. Let's move on. This one, coefficient to coefficient, 5 divided by 5, that's 1. Got it? And then x squared divided by x. This is 2, this is 1. What's left here is 1. So we subtract exponents. Remember, we subtract the exponents when we divide. Okay? Sir, wala po talagang x yung 15. Ah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to write. Thank you for that. Let me put x there. Very good. Thank you for that. X. Okay, good thing we are not yet in that part before it was raised. Good. So let's now continue. So we have here 1 x. But do we write 1 pa if there is only 1 as the coefficient? Not anymore. So this will just serve as x. Okay, got it? And finally, let's move on here. 15 divided by 5, that's 3. Okay. And then x divided by x, that's just 1. Okay, so what's left here is 3. So this becomes minus 3. So this is our answer for the division of polynomial by monomial. Okay, kindly open your reaction bar and show your reaction regarding, show your understanding by using your reaction. Go for this example. Everybody is invited to explore the different reactions. Thank you so much. Okay, good. So far, everything is good. Everything is understood. Congratulations. On your own time or during your free time after this SC, please try answering letter B. Okay? The answers are in pages 14 to 15. Let's now move on. This one. I did not dwell much on this because this is just basic. And this is just part of the lower grades lessons. But we need to review it for us to be ready for this continuation. Okay, let's now move on with this one. Division of polynomials by binomial. Division of polynomial by binomial. Okay, take note of this. Please listen carefully on this part because this is where we will dwell much on our discussions from this week onwards. Especially next week, kailangan kabisado nyo itong lesson na to because we will really be using this. Okay? So we have lots of ways on how to factor polynomials by binomial, one of which is the factoring. I hope you still remember factoring. For example, we have x squared plus 25x. No. Plus 10x plus 25 divided by x plus 5. So it's just like x squared plus 10x plus 25 over x plus 5. Factor this. This will become, this is a perfect square trinomial. This becomes x 5 plus divided by x plus 5. And then we can cancel this. What's left here is x plus 5. That's one by using factoring. Factoring is one of the many ways on how to divide polynomials by binomial. Okay? And so, but there are also learners who are not so good and not so into the factoring. So instead of doing this, there are other options for them to choose on. And one of which is the long division. The long division is actually just easy, but actually from the word itself, it's quite long. Kaya nga siya long division. Okay? Let's try this. So let's use the same example. Let's do the long division. Long division. And this is just actually easy. Let's have this equation. X squared plus 10x plus 25 divided by long division. This is just the same as the long division that we do when we were in elementary. Okay, divided by x plus 5. This is actually the same example as our previous one there. X squared plus 10x plus 25 divided by x plus 5. And the answer should be x plus 5. That's what we are expecting to be the answer here. Now, for the long division, this is the process. Are you ready? Please listen carefully kasi, you know what? When I was in college, I only learned this process when my classmate taught me the secret of this. Kasi I did not learn the process correctly when I was in high school. I only learned this when I was in college already, taking up the math major in education. So huli na lang nung ma-realize ko na ganun lang pala siya kasimple. Now I'll be sharing you the trick or the step or the technique that my classmate taught me on how to do this. Okay? Let's now start. Always remember, if we will look at the long division, it looks quite complicated, but actually it's not. Why? Because remember what we are dividing here. What we are dividing here are only the first terms. Never mind the remaining terms. Got it? First terms lang. Lagi. Tandaan nyo yun. First terms lang. And of course, just remember that the terms should be arranged from highest to lowest in terms of degree. Okay? So going back, just like what I tell you, first terms lang po lagi. ang ating ginagawa. So the process is divide, multiply, subtract, tapos bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, divide. Just like what we are doing in a long division. Sample lang, we have 325 divided by 2. You know the process? Divide 3 divided by 2. Oh, see? Even in the normal number, we only divide the terms, the first terms, or the first digits. 3 divided by 2, 1. Tapos multiply. 1 times 2, that's 2. Okay, and then subtract. 3 minus 2, that's 1. And then bring down 2. Got it? Okay, and then first terms ulit. First terms ulit, 1 and 2. But since 1 cannot be divided by 2, let's get into the next one. That becomes 12. So 12 divided by 2, that becomes 6. Multiply 12, subtract 0, bring down 5. And then that becomes 2. Multiply, that becomes 4, subtract 1, and that becomes your remainder. That's the process. I hope you were reviewed. Now, let's stop for a while. It's already time. Please come back for the continuation. This time, sa long division na talaga tayo for the polynomials. Okay? See you.